We have literally hit our 10,000 steps every day, and my body transformed getting my 10K steps in. Your activity throughout the day matters just as much, if not more, than your time you spend at the gym. Welcome back to my channel. It's Jada, and I'm gonna show you the power of 10K steps today. Like, after this video, you're gonna wanna get to stepping. I promise. My body has transformed, and I did it twice. I'm gonna show you both phases of my journey. I lost 40 pounds and came on the internet and I yapped about it, and I always have spoken about 10K. And a big part of that, especially when I hit a plateau, was getting my 10K steps. During my initial 40-pound weight loss journey, so I hit a plateau about into the halfway point of my journey after I lost about 20 pounds. So I had been in a calorie deficit, and if you guys don't know, you go to tdecalculator.net or any other calorie calculator. It gives you a good educated guess of what your calorie deficit is. And this is based on your activity level. Keep that in mind. After about 20 pounds, I had hit a plateau, so I went to get an in-body scan to kind of see where I was at weight-wise, because I didn't own a scale. That's not how I tracked my progress. A lot of you guys know I track my progress using waist speeds instead, but it is important to weigh yourself if you're trying to get your accurate calorie deficit number. So because I had lost 20 pounds, my calorie deficit was a new number because I'm in a new body. The smaller you are, the lower your calorie deficit is going to be, unless you do something like increasing your activity level. So at that point, I said, okay, I don't want to be on no 1,200, 1,100 calorie diet just to keep losing weight. Instead, I'm going to increase my activity. And this is where I started taking my 10K steps so seriously, y'all. And as we can see, the results resulted. I lost the weight without having to feel like I had to overly restrict my calories. So I said, let me increase my activity. I probably was getting like 2,000 steps max a day, especially someone who's sedentary. Comment down below. All right, do y'all have an office job where y'all sit at a desk pretty much all day? Because that was kind of me. So I was pretty sedentary. And they consider you sedentary if you get like 3,000 steps or less a day. Even if you go to the gym 4, 5, 6 times a week. Because when you go to the gym, that's only an hour of your day. What are you doing for the rest of the day? That was me. So I said, I'm going to commit to doing a power hour on the treadmill. This power hour changed my physique. You can get your steps in throughout the day. But for me, I'm such a let's just get it over with person. I was doing a power hour top of the morning on the treadmill, speed 3.3 and higher. I think I got all the way up to 3.7 depending on my mood and energy for the day and how fast I would like to get it done. But that would leave me getting off the treadmill, leaving the gym with at least 7,500 to 8,000 steps. And I could count on myself to get the extra 1,000 or 2,000, or even if I was in that range between 7,500 and 10K, I was good. When I tell y'all the weight started melting off, when I started taking this seriously, it is actually insane. When we are calculating our calorie deficit, note how it says activity level. Obviously, you need your weight, your age, your height. Notice how it says activity level. You need to make sure you select the right one, or you might be eating the wrong amount of calories for your activity level and for your step count. They have lightly active all the way down to athlete. Most of us are not athletes. If you're not Simone Biles, LeBron James, you're probably not operating on the athlete level. Think of somebody who probably has multiple workouts a day, has extremely high activity days. Do not click that. I don't care if you go to the gym 5 times a week, you have a weight training session 5 times a week. That is not athlete level. Select the right one. And this is how I base it off of. I was taught to base your activity level off of your step count and off of your weight training sessions in the gym. I don't want to be in the gym 6 days a week, so I have 4 good days in the gym. But every single day, whether I go to the gym or not, I'm hitting 7,000 to 10,000 steps. And these days, I challenge myself to 10,000 steps. Because I had increased my activity level, my calorie deficit is higher. Let's look at Nina and let's look at Ashley. Nina and Ashley have the same stats, except Nina has a moderate activity level. Ashley is lightly active. Notice, even though they're the same weight, age, and height, they have 2 different calorie deficit numbers, and that's because of the activity level, aka getting your movement and steps in throughout the day. A higher step count is going to allow you to have more wiggle room with your diet, and this is the science behind 10K steps a lot of people don't understand. Because walking is so low impact, anybody can do this. Of course, I'm talking to my able-bodied people that are blessed to be able to walk. It is a low impact workout, meaning it's not going to spike your hunger as much as doing like intense cardio. Now, yes, cardio is important. I still do my cardio. You already know I don't play about no Stairmaster. Come on now. But when you're in a cut, when you're trying to lose weight, meaning you're in an energy deficit, calories are energy, you guys. Calories equals energy. So if you're in an energy deficit, meaning you're eating lower calories to lose weight, you have to optimize the ways in which you exert your energy. So am I going to do a bunch of tough cardio and HIIT training and workouts and flipping tires and doing these classes? Not me, not if I'm trying to keep my appetite levels low. So think about low impact workouts like steady state cardio, something like me going on the Stairmaster water or going on a walk is going to be a lot more beneficial for somebody in a deficit and somebody who's trying to lose weight, because we already don't have much energy we working with these days, okay? So all them classes where you flipping tires, doing burpees, jumping over one side of the bench, going to the next, running to that wall, this wall, flipping over the tire. You can do that if you want to. But for me, I'm not trying to spike my hunger. So walking, getting your 10K steps in is really one of the most perfect tools for fat loss. Now, is 10K, like, what makes that the magic number? 10K steps is basically just telling you to get more activity in outside of the gym. In the gym, you're spending about an hour in there. That's not much activity. Just you walking throughout the house, walking your dog, walking in the kitchen while you're doing your meal prep. We have our meal prep. I get like 4,000 steps in when I'm meal prepping. You just living life. 10K steps is basically to encourage people to just move more. You underestimate the amount of calories you burn getting your 10K steps a day. Of course, this varies depending on the person and other factors, but this is going to be so helpful in your weight loss journey. Now, if you're getting 1,000 steps a day, I wouldn't jump to 10,000 steps a day. Whatever you're doing, I would just double it. For me, that's what I did. I was like, okay, let me try to do 4,000 first, see how this feels. But me, I'm a little bit of an overachiever. I said, you know what? We're going to do the full 10K. So that was my weight loss. And then, y'all, I currently went into a muscle building phase because yes, we still weight train to put on some muscle on my frame, because yes, during that initial 40 pounds, I was happy with the weight loss, but I was like, dang, my glutes went away. So I had to build them back up. And with being in a building or bulking phase comes with a little excess fat. So I've just been shedding that. But I like how I look a lot more sculpted. My frame looks a lot more developed. And I'm seeing this as I'm continuing to cut down. And I'm going to share this journey as I'm cutting down. And we meal prep every single week because meals are also a part of it. And we are losing weight beautifully. I have been getting my 10K steps in because first of all, we're in the 12-week challenge with my girls. That has made me so consistent. So if you could join some type of group and you could still join us, just know that you won't be eligible for the prize just because there are girls that have been there from the beginning and it wouldn't be fair. But if you want to join just for accountability and support, you can. But find some sort of group, even if it's just your homegirls. Y'all, let's get 8,000 steps this week and make it a challenge. Having community, having that accountability, having people waiting on you to show up. Like me, I started the group chat and I started the group. I have to show up. But it feels so good seeing all the girls posting, oh, I worked out today, I got my 10K steps. Find a community, you guys. Find a community, because that is going to keep you consistent, because every day you're not going to want to show up. There were so many girls literally on our Zoom call today. We meet every week on Zoom. Somebody said they hitting steps they ain't never hit before. 10K steps have changed the game. Like after my bulk and me trying to slim down, I can honestly say outside of my diet, of course, that's important. And I'm still weight training very hard because that's important too. But getting this 10K steps, adding these steps to my activity so that my calories don't have to be super low, have been amazing. This was me post bulk and this is me now. And we're still cutting down to get leaner, not unhealthily lean, just enough to see all the beautiful muscle that I've built. So y'all will definitely be on this journey with me as we wrap up this cut, because the first 12-week challenge definitely was a great kickstart to that. And now I'm feeling and I'm looking good, y'all. I'm like, okay. Like I could tell by the workout clothes that I've been wearing, and y'all see my rack here. And again, this will motivate you too, y'all. My next thing is, how do you stay on the treadmill for that long, Jada, for the power hour? Me, I have been working on the treadmill. I have one of the treadmills that I frequent has a little thing where I put my laptop. I've been getting to work. It's flown by. You could break it up into segments. The first 10 minutes, I'm gonna watch YouTube, catch up on YouTube. The next 10 minutes, I'm listening to music. The next 20 minutes, I'm going to, like, you have to figure out a way to get through this unless you are blessed enough to be able to get your steps in throughout the day. But this also is gonna help you, y'all. You don't know how much the game has changed by me having my gym clothes beautifully placed on this separate rack, totally separate from the rest of my clothes. Y'all, this just motivates me. I'm like, everything is organized. I can't say, oh, where did that, everything, I could see everything. Once I started doing this with my gym clothes, it's a whole separate area. Once I did this, it just makes it so much easier to pick outfits out, to get motivated. And I've been loving this little rack. I just feel so proud of it. 10K steps has changed the game for your girl. I'm gonna keep going and we're gonna see where I end up. So make sure you leave a subscribe. We meal prep every single week. That's also a big part of it, you guys. I don't want you guys to think that it's just this magic steps. Everything comes into play. Your diet, to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit, whether that's through exercise, diet, or both. So that is extremely important. And that's why a lot of my videos are about diet. But if you've been thinking about getting your 10K steps in, please get your 10K steps in. Challenge yourself. Do a challenge, whatever you're doing. If you're doing 1,000 steps a day, say, you know what, for the next week, I'm going to get 3,000 steps every single day. And I'm so proud of the girls. Shout out to my girls. If any of y'all are watching, I'm so proud of y'all in this group chat, because y'all have really been stepping. Like I'm talking about, they getting real steps outside. And me too. I've been getting real steps outside. So yes, you go to the gym, but girl, that's not enough. The gym is not enough. It's just not. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The gym is not enough if you're trying to lose weight. It can be, but your calorie deficit is probably going to be really, really low. So that is my point here to emphasize. I don't want to be eating no 1,200 calories. So that is why I take my activity level extremely, extremely seriously. If you haven't been getting to stepping, it's time to get to stepping, because you scrolling right now. You could be scrolling and walking around the island in your kitchen. You could be scrolling and walking around your cul-de-sac. You could be scrolling on a treadmill. If you don't have time for 10K steps, it takes me about an hour. So 10K steps takes me about an hour to an hour and a half a day. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not that bad. And if you think it is, pull up your screen time. Obviously, this is for people that don't have any extenuating circumstances or any crazy outlandish circumstances that would make it hard to get your 10K steps in. I just want that to be known. But for the rest of us that say we have goals, we're trying to lose weight, I would say 10K steps is a great tool to aid in that process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to see more stuff like this every single week. Bye, guys.